at the magic that happens today. So, are we live?
We are live, sir.
Have we gone live? Holy crap, we're live. What's up, Stu?
What's up, Jim? All is well here.
Welcome to the new format of what was formerly known as the Jim and Stu Show. The Sales Copy and Content Marketing Hacks podcast now has been morphed, condensed, concisely compiled into the Copy and Content.ai report. Coming to you live from the Guaranteed Response Marketing World Headquarters and Stu's Seal Lair. The Seal Lair, the Seal Cave. You got to have a cool name for where you're for your office, man. Let's come up. We need to come up with something. You can't do world headquarters, man.
My basement. I don't want to say my basement.
No.
Basement world headquarters.
No. And you're not allowed to do world headquarters. That's mine. I own that.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing. If you want to copy me and claim to have a world headquarters, you go ahead. But it's gotta. I'm telling you, like the Seal Lair. Something just like, SEAL headquarters or SEAL 8. HQ, man. Something HQ.
Like the
tactical. Okay, let's do this just for a second. I mean, I sense a genie coming up, that at some point we're going to have a genie, like name your office genie. It'll go along with like the vision, the vision, the mission, the creed, and the office name, like they all have to go, but yours has to be Tactical Training HQ. Here at the Tactical Training HQ. Come on. That's not a bad name.
That's not bad, Jim. Not bad.
TTQ. I'm at the TTQ, Tactical Training TTHQ. Yeah. Just be careful saying that real quick because someone might think you're saying boobies. So anyway, just be careful with that one. Okay. Tactical Information Training HQ. Huh? And Support Center.
Took me a second to get that one.
Yeah. That one goes right along with super hot internet training. It's just, you gotta think these things through before you have a whole bunch of t-shirts made.
Yeah, acronyms are cool till they're not.
Yeah, until they get you sued. So, yes. All right. Well, we got a great show for y'all today. What are we talking about? What are we doing?
Well, we're going to talk about DISC communication and the most critical piece of copy there is: headlines and hooks.
Okay.
And we've talked about headlines and hooks many times throughout the journey you and I have taken, from DIY media marketing to sales copy and content marketing hacks podcast to what we're doing now. So
yeah, it's kind of interesting, the little journey that we have taken.
Yeah. And we're evolving. That's all it is. We're evolving.
Sure. Well, yeah, we're evolving.
Things are getting better, getting easier, even more effective, I think. So
well, there you go.
I think you need to
well, hey, you shared something with me today before we dive in, just real quick. Yeah. You shared something with me that you've been inspired now by all the stuff that we're doing with DISC, that you are going to be doing something with your midshipmen. Why don't you tell everybody why, what and why that's important?
Well, I train young men and women who are preparing to serve, and I have a team of folks that specifically want my help with physical fitness training. However, it goes more than just that. We do public speaking, we give different types of training, leadership roles and things like that. But I think something that I have just learned in the last month about DISC is that I think it'd be really effective with just communications amongst ourselves, whenever, whether it's a senior officer or junior enlisted or vice versa, and being able to understand just some of the communication styles and how people are perceiving your information, I think, is going to be very helpful with how to make you a better communicator. So that is how I'm going to use it, and just be another tool in someone's backpack, for when they are going through, different types of training that requires a lot of communication.
Sure. Well, let's just investigate that just for a second, okay? Just because I'm inspired to do that, and then we'll launch into what we're doing. But it's really what DISC does. One of the things it does, we're selling. Obviously, we're thinking and coming at it from the standpoint of who we're selling to, what we're trying to sell, communicating the message of what we're trying to get across for our objective to meet their objective and all that stuff. But dialing it back out, who you talking to? Who are you talking to, and who's talking to you? What is the style that they're using so that you understand, and understanding situational specific versus default style. Let's use an example of some of the training some of these people might go into, and understanding and being able to separate the communication style from the person. If somebody's standing there, your DI or your SEAL instructor or whoever, standing there screaming at your face and talking smack to you, if you can understand that that person is in D, they are high D right there, however you want to fill in that acronym. But if you understand, if you can separate the fact that the way this person is talking to me is not who I am, and is probably not even who they are.
Yeah,
that is a role they are taking on right now in this situation. And the role that I choose to take on in how I absorb that communication is going to dictate whether I'm successful or not. But just learning how to separate the communication from the person and separate the reception from yourself is a really neat psychological trick, because while somebody's screaming at you, you can be standing there psychoanalyzing them to a degree, as long as you're paying attention to what they're saying.
Sure.
But I could see some real advantages to being able to say, okay, when we get into a planning mode, when you're in a planning mode, you need to get out of D and you need to get into C. You need to focus on, rules and getting into that mindset of understanding from A to Z and all that other stuff. Whereas maybe if you're in a situation when you're doing that boat carry, which I love you guys carrying that boat on the beach, you make those poor suckers carry that boat. I just wish it was a cooler looking boat. Looks like they stole it from some campground. But maybe they need to get into the I and S mode when they're in that situation, so that they're motivating themselves and others and creating some steadiness out of chaos.
Yeah.
And so understanding the hat and maybe explaining it to them from the standpoint of the hat that you're wearing and the hat that somebody else is wearing at any given time.
I love that.
And doing some conscious decisions in that area will really take you in a better direction than just acting out of reaction. And so but it's not just for what you're talking about, SEAL training and stuff. Any organization, any team, especially remote teams or in person, just this understanding this stuff is transformative, has been for me. Really, I've been diving deep into this.
I can see where it is, Jim. Absolutely.
So, I think everybody needs to learn this. I mean, quite frankly, it's going to transform your business. I mean, if you can understand your avatar's PMTs and their UFDs and be able to apply it to a DISC communication and really be able to then translate that into copy, I mean, it's almost like cheating. It's almost like cheating when you get good at this stuff. And the cool thing is we got wizards that'll help make it even easier. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and if you don't know what I just said, well, you need to join copyandcontent.ai, because we're deep in this stuff, and it's making a huge difference in people's business.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, shall we? What do we?
It's going to be headlines and hooks. Let's use DISC to figure out some headlines and hooks.
Okay.
Right.
So,
and why is the headline the most important piece of
Okay.
everything that we do.
So in today's opening monologue in our new show format, I'll take over the screen, but Stu is still there. Okay. One of the things we're going to talk about is, why your headline is the most important piece of sales copy. And the reason why the headline is the most important piece of sales copy is the fact that it's the first thing that somebody sees. It's the first thing that somebody reads. It's the first thing that somebody hears if you're doing a video or an audio. And it's what stops people in their tracks. It literally stops them. That's number one. We want to stop them. The second thing we want to do is we want to set the stage for what's coming next. Okay, and I'll give you a great example here in just a second. It sets the stage for what's coming next, whether it's in your video, your sales letter, your article, your blog post, your podcast, whatever. We got to stop them. Hey, that's something I'm interested in. Sets the stage for what's coming up. And the third thing it does is it pre-frames them to be receptive to your message. And I could even refine that a little bit. It pre-frames the right people to be receptive to your message, whatever that message is. Now, one of the things you need to understand that a headline does not do is it does not sell. You do not sell in the headline. You stop people with your headline. You get them the stage set and you pre-frame them. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean as far as when we're talking about DISC? Well, let me give you an example of one of the best headlines I have ever used. And it's how to write and publish your own outrageously profitable ebook in as little as 7 days, even if you can't write, can't type, and failed high school English class. That is one of the most successful headlines I've ever used. And I think it's because it appeals to more than one DISC style at the same time. Your own outrageously profitable ebook. Well, let's start with the how to write and publish. All right, that's straight to the point. That hits the D. Your own outrageously profitable ebook. That's appealing to the I, the person who wants to be social and personally stand out. All right. How to write and publish your own outrageously profitable ebook in as little as 7 days. That implies order. That implies a system. That appeals to the C's. And even if you can't write, can't type, and failed high school English class, that's letting the S's off the hook. That means there's not going to be discord. There's harmony. It means this can be done relatively easily. Ever think about that? That's one of the reasons why this thing works, is because it hits all of them. And you might be thinking, okay, well, how does DISC apply to a headline? So for those of you who don't know, DISC identifies communication styles that are important to each group. So D's, which stands for dominance, those people respond to things that are direct and to the point. I, which stands for influence, these people are all about the social and the personal standout. S, which is steadiness, these are more like about group stuff, being part of the group, and harmony in any situation. And C, which is conscientiousness, they're all about rules, order, and details. And that's why that headline works, because it hits all of those. So the big question everybody wants to know is, okay, Jim, that makes sense and sounds good, but how do you know which style to use? And the number one answer to that, how do you know which DISC style to use, comes down to knowing your avatar. Who are you selling to? And what is their DISC communication style? Probably situationally specific. So they might have a default style, but everybody has a situationally specific DISC style. And that comes down to the context of what you're selling, how you're selling it, why they need it, what their knowledge level is, all their expertise, all the stuff that makes up the avatar is also going to dictate their situationally specific disc style. So what you have to do is use tools, define your avatar, use tools, figure out Kentucky windage of this is where I think we're going. And then you have to test. You have to test different messages. Because what I also don't want to do is give you the impression that your headline has to hit every single disc style. It just kind of happens that that one hits every disc style. But that's easier said than done. What you want to do is figure out the predominant situational disc style and test for that. The other thing is don't be afraid to evolve your understanding or your definition of the avatar over time. As you learn, as you grow, as they grow, you're going to have different versions of your avatar as they progress in their journey. So you'll have group A, group B, group C, and they're at different levels along the journey. That's also going to mean that their situational discommunication style may well change. They're going to go from, hey, just tell me what to do, to, hey, I need to understand the nitty-gritty details of what's going on now because I've established a baseline. Or, hey, I need to know the nitty-gritty details now. You know what? I need some support. I need a community. I need some people to help me to get to this next level. Or they're part of the community, and then it's like, now it's time for me to break out. So they're moving around in here based on where they are, what their objective is. So what's the point of all this? This all sounds kind of complicated, but this is one of the secret keys to the kingdom. Just like PMTs and UFDs, DISC is going to help you to separate yourself from the competition, to really set yourself apart from everybody else who's out there trying to sell in your marketplace. And the reason specifically we wanted to talk about them in terms of headlines is because the headlines are the key to any piece of sales copy. And DISC is the key to making your headline hooks even more dialed in and effective. And you want to test and test and test again and again and again to define, well, to find, define, and refine the voice that is going to resonate best with your audience. And so the overarching big idea here is that you can use DISC to make your headlines even more effective without having to struggle for years trying to figure it out. And the cool thing is that if you want to make this even easier, in a little bit, I'm going to demo for you the killer headline genie at copyandcontent.ai that makes this so easy for you to use DISC to make your headlines even more effective. And again, without having to struggle for days, weeks, months, and years, you can do this instantly so that you bypass all the learning phase and can go immediately to the testing the voice phase. So that's DISC and headlines, Stu. Any clarifying questions that you might have? Any thoughts? Anything?
No, I am sucking this up, Jim. I hope the audience is too, because every time I speak about it or hear you speak about it, I am getting smarter. and I'm serious. I really feel like this is something that is worth printing out and having a go-to reference point, because every time you make a discussion of DISC, you should be able to say, oh yeah, dominance. This is motivated by this, they're feared by this. You should observe this when you are around someone who is in dominant mode, right? And that is just something that I think is just going to be a difference maker in my next decade.
It's more and more important. This for me, and DISC is nothing new. It's been around since, I mean, one of Napoleon Hill's homies was the one that invented this. Okay. But for me, this is as transformative as when you introduced mobility days into the workouts, because it's like
changing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And then everything just goes chink, 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 chink. And if you guys have questions, those of you that are here with us live, everybody on Facebook and YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X now. Hey, Stu, we're on X. Ecstasy? No, X.
All that.
No, it used to be Twitter, the dead bird. If you guys have questions, ask them, because we'll have some time. You've got questions or any type of comments and stuff. We'll have some time at the end. We can talk about those. But I just, this is a big deal. And so if you're going to learn about it and you're going to apply it, you might as well apply it to the most important piece of sales copy there is, the most important part of content marketing there is, and that being hooks and headlines. And so if you don't have any questions, I mean, we could just jump right over into the into a quick demo if you want.
Let's do it.
All right. Let me fire this up. Here we go. Hey, look, Stu, we're over here at the demo. We're at the Killer Headline Genie. Now, this really should be Killer Headline Genie version 4.0, because this thing is more tricked out than a 65 Chevelle with a lift kit and a $500 gift card to O'Reilly Auto Parts. I got stuff on here that you are just going to get super excited about. So I'm going to do a new project, and we're going to go ahead and load one of Stu's avatars. Let me just do that. It sits there for too long. All right, here we go. So we'll put in Stu, and you want to do the mobility avatar or the over 50 avatar or the Spec Ops avatar? I got more freaking avatars in here for you.
Let's do the mobility one, or over 50. We'll do over 50.
Oh my God, make up your mind. What are you?
Sorry,
16?
man.
All right.
All right. Ready for that one.
So what's your avatar's current identity? Former athletes over 50. Rebuild your body from the ground up. Huge problem your avatar needs to solve now. Rebuild your body. All right, so we might want to do some recovery. Okay, so now first, one of the new things we have is PMT, primary motivation trigger. So what is their primary motivation trigger? Is it make money, save time, avoid effort, escape mental pain, escape physical pain, get more comfort, cleanliness, better health, gain praise, feel more loved, increase popularity, feel more secure, increase safety? I'm thinking somewhere
out of page 16 of Copywriting Secrets, those are my choices?
Well, actually, I have more choices than page 16 on Copywriting Secrets, bro.
Even cooler.
I've added more. I added security, and I separated out some stuff. So which one you want?
Let's go with pain.
Which one?
Reduce
physical pain?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What are you selling? Oh, I'd like you to check out Stu Smith's real-time mobility workout video. Oh, okay. And what's the thing you're stretching? It's a real-time video stretching video. Inside joke, peeps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now your style. What is your style? You want to do Entrepreneur Magazine or Good Housekeeping, People, Reader's Digest? Choose one.
Sure, Reader's Digest. Let's do it.
All right. And so the angle is controversial, fear of missing out, how to, interesting, personal questions, urgent.
Let's do urgent. Let's see what how to does.
Okay. And then perspective, let's do second person.
Okay.
Now, do you know what the disc style is of this particular avatar? Do you remember? If you don't, we can look it up real quick.
I don't remember, but just looking at my handy dandy chart here,
I think they're probably looking for an S I think it's an S and a C. They're looking for some steadiness and
I would agree.
some rules on how to do it. So let's do SC.
Yes,
All right.
I agree.
So, or CS, famous copywriter style. So you can choose. Well, let's do our boy Gary Halbert. Okay. And then how many headlines you want in each? Like 5? We'll just do 5. Is that good?
Sure.
Okay. So now what we are doing, whether you realize it or not, whether you know or not, we're actually going to create, we have the opportunity here to create like 12 or 15 different headlines, all based on everything from the primary motivation triggers to the style and all that stuff. So first, we can create a whole bunch of Reader's Digest style headlines. I'm just going to start down here. Now, the one thing, we're just doing these based on your writing style and other stuff like that. This does not have the PMT integrated into it, and I'll explain why. Why? Because I didn't want to, because I didn't want to put it in every single one of them. So look at this. Revive your athletic glory days, the ultimate guide to rebuilding your body after 50. Okay, Stu. That's we could just drop the mic on that one. That's a good one. Unlock the fountain of youth, transform your body with these easy and effective exercises for athletes over 50. Redefine aging. Discover the step-by-step approach to rebuilding your body and regaining your athletic prowess in your 50s and beyond. Come on, these are good, man. Feel like a champion again. Breakthrough secrets to rebuilding your body, enhancing strength, and boosting energy levels at 50 and beyond. So
that's good.
From ordinary to extraordinary, rebuild, renew, revitalize. Man, these are pretty good. I like them. Okay. Look at this. Revitalize your aging body. Unlock the secret of Stu Smith's real-time mobility workout video. If only it existed, we could use that headline to sell it. Become the best version of yourself. Dive into Stu Smith's real-time mobility workout video for former athletes over 50. All right. So now we're going to create some headlines based around the DISC style and the primary motivation trigger. So we said, we really want this to be about escaping pain. Rediscover strength and freedom, rebuilding your body after 50 for a pain-free future. Stu, come on.
That's good, sir. Pretty
Unlock your potential, rejuvenate your body, overcome physical pain, and reclaim your active lifestyle. Reinvent your physical well-being, rebuilding your body from the ground up to achieve a pain-free life. Stu, come on. Yeah. Those are good article titles too. This isn't these aren't just titles to sell the video that you're going to make in time for my 56th birthday and to present to me as a present to me just personally of what you're doing. Okay. He's ignoring me. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, this is really good.
So Vicky says Gary comes through again. These aren't the Gary Halbert ones. Those are done in Reader's Digest style. These are based on the DISC communication style. We have not even activated the spirit of Gary Halbert yet, but we're about to. Okay. So we're going to come down here. I'm going to hit these bad boys. Let's see what it gives us. All right. All right. Come on. Don't let age chain you down. Unleash your inner athlete and reclaim a pain-free life in 60 days. Come on.
Damn.
That's good stuff right there, man. But you see how it's no more sitting on the sideline. Kick aging's butt and rejuvenate your body for a lifetime of thrilling adventures. Stop surrendering to pain. Break free from physical limitations and redefine what your body can achieve. Dude, these are hot.
These are really good, Jim.
I'm going to save this for you.
I appreciate it.
Because we're friends. Now, but what I want you to see now, I mean, these are good. We saved them for Stu. He's happy. But let's change the primary motivation trigger. Let's change it to attain better health. So now it's going to be about not escaping the pain, but moving towards better health. let's also change the discommunication style to I. And I is going to be more about self-actualization and other good stuff. Now, before I hit the button, because I don't want y'all to, get too crazy with this, I do want to point out that this is just one of over 50 genies we have inside of copyandcontent.ai. And I also want to point out that one headline could revolutionize your business. And so access to just this one genie is worth 100 times the small amount that we ask in exchange for the crazy great software and service that we give you. I also would like to introduce a surprise studio audience or studio guest we have. Come here. Just because, we'll come back to this real quick, but another cast member here from copyandcontent.ai, my boy, Dexter Godfrey.
Man, this looks good, man. This is what it looks like. Nice.
Oh, you haven't seen the new setup, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is hot, right?
Hey, brother.
All right. All right. So Dexter and I are getting ready to plan out our trip to IMC next week. So that's why he's here as soon as we're done with this. But back to the show, Stu, because discommunication style, we changed it. We changed the primary motivation trigger. You know what? Let's change our copywriter. Let's change it to another famous copywriter, Jim Edwards. And now let's go bust a move on a couple of these. We're not going to generate all of them, but we will we'll generate a couple of them, and you can see the difference in them. Rediscover your inner athlete, unleash the power of fitness in your 50s and beyond. Revive. Come on, what are you doing? What was I getting? Revive, renew, reclaim. How former athletes over 50 can rebuild their bodies and thrive. Unlock the fountain of youth. Unleash a new level of health and vitality with our rebuilding program for former athletes over 50. See how it's completely changed.
Yeah.
It's completely changed. It's never too late to start again. Former athletes, rekindle your passion for fitness and rebuild your body beyond 50. Now, this one got a little bit long. I don't know why.
Huh.
I'll whack it again. It's getting kind of crazy. It's writing ads for you, Stu. Could be one of those genie things. Unlock your inner strength, rebuilding your body after 50 for a healthier, happier you. I like that. Revive your athletic spirit. Let's see what the Jim Edwards one down here did. Unlock your athletic potential, rebuild your body, and rediscover your prime at 50 plus. Reignite your inner athlete. Discover the proven strategies to rebuild your body after 50, from athlete to warrior. Reclaim your strength, agility, and vitality. Unlock the fountain of youth, rebuild your body. But see how this is not pain-based. This is pulling forward.
Yes.
One thing, I'm going to give you guys $1 million tip right here, okay? Everybody talks about the headline, but hardly anybody ever really talks about the headline package. So I'm going to throw, and Stu's like, package? Are we getting into these strange metaphors again? No, Stu, I'm going to keep it holy. But I want to just talk to you about the headline package and then how you might be able to leverage what's going on with all these different styles of headlines, okay? A headline package typically, especially in a sales letter, consists actually of a number of things. You got a pre-headline grabber, you've got the main headline, and then you've got a sub-headline. Also, the way we used to do this, but now it's kind of been replaced with the VSL, typically you would have 3 bullets under there. But what if your headline grabber was D, and again, I'm just giving you something to think about now, okay? But you understand the predominant styles that are going on with your particular audience. You could have different styles integrated with different parts of your headline package. So you might have the D in the pre-headline grabber, the IC in the main headline, and the S in the sub-headline. Huh? You picking up what I'm putting down here, people?
I am. Yes.
So, and this is like paid advice stuff, okay? But you think about somebody, you know, how to write and publish it, how to get your book done in the next 7 days. Imagine how you'll feel as a published author following this proven plan that has worked for so many other people. Join our group and let's get your book done together using the 7-day ebook plan. Come on.
Dang.
So y'all need to think about this. And I just showed you the easy button for getting it done. So I don't know about you, Stu, but I'm excited. And
no,
so
I like that title package.
I would encourage everybody who is already a member of copyandcontent.ai, get in here and start playing with the new Killer Headline Genie. Get in, start playing with it, start using it. If you're not a member, you should be, because we are changing people's lives and changing people's businesses. So Stu, I know we're going to take another stab at the old lightning round. What, you got any thoughts or anything you want to share real quick?
No, I love that last thing, Jim. That title package really kind of put it in a perfect format for me to understand, because originally I was just doing a title and a subtitle, right? Quick one-liner, boom, 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 what it is, this is what you get, right? But then you taught me a while back ago, it's not what it is, it's what it does.
Right. And now it's not what it is, it's what it does, explained in a way that a particular discommunication style can appreciate to the maximum degree.
Yes. I see the light, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah, this is hot. This is big stuff. And Ann says, so each headline within will call out to each style. Brilliant. Yes, this is Ann's one of our elite members, as you should be. Mainly because that's the only level we have available now. You're either elite or go home. You're either in or you're not. That's where we're at. As they say down at the Language Academy, that's where we're at. So, Stu, are you ready for the lightning round?
Yes.
Explain to everybody, what is the lightning round?
Well, I'm going to ask a question and Jim's going to answer it in 50 seconds. I really do want you guys to stick around and listen to this exercise on being concise, because, you know, DISC is all about communication styles. Being concise is also a very valuable communication style. So he's doing a little training for us.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So is it really worth spending a lot of time and effort on the headline? Or, you know, why can't you just do a simple one-liner like I always do?
So the single most important part of any sales copy is the headline. The headline is what makes people stop what they're doing and pay attention to you. If your headline sucks, you could have the greatest sales letter, the greatest video, the greatest blog post, the greatest article in the world, and no one will know it because nobody's going to stop and read it. So I would recommend that you spend at least 25% of the total time that you invest in creating the sales copy or the sales letter or the blog post or the video. Spend 25% of that time coming up with a hook, because that hook is what's going to change your life.
Boom.
Sweet.
Nice work.
All right.
All right. Question 2.
All
right. This is a good one. Should business owners focus more on understanding their target audience or refining their writing skills to communicate with better sales copy?
And I need to take up the whole screen on this. I need to get better at okay, hang on. Okay, so here's the thing. Is it better to understand your avatar or to spend years trying to learn how to write copy and content? And the answer may surprise you. Spend your time understanding your ideal customer avatar. You can spend years learning how to do this, but if you don't know who you're writing for better than they know themselves, it's a waste of time. You'll be great at communicating the wrong way with the people you're trying to get to spend money with you. So if you are limited in your time, invest all that time in understanding your avatar and using tools to communicate with them better.
Boom. Nicely done, Jim.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Number 3.
Yeah. Let me catch my breath, Stu. Okay.
Just
Here
want
we
to make
go.
sure you're ready.
All right. Here we go.
Can a great headline and hook alone guarantee sales, or is there more to it?
So here's the thing you need to understand. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to sell with the headline. That is not the purpose of the headline. If you're trying to sell in your headline, you are wrong. A headline does not guarantee sales. A headline is used to stop the right people in their tracks and get them to pay attention to the sales message that makes the sales. Whether that sales message is in a video, a sales letter, a quick ad, whatever it is, the headline is what leads to the sale, but it does not make the sale. It's a key distinction.
Nicely done. Okay, Jim.
Okay.
Question 4. This one's about ethics in sales copy. All right, you ready?
Sure.
Is it ethical to use manipulative hooks or attention-grabbing tactics in sales copy, or should we rely on the quality of our own products and services?
So a lot of people worry about is it ethical to use a lot of the techniques that we use for selling, whether it's using DISC or it's using specific copywriting formulas like problem, agitate, solve. Is it ethical? Is it manipulative? Here's reality. If someone's going to be manipulative, they can use any tool to do it. These will help you to be more manipulative. But if you are operating out of a spirit of genuinely trying to serve the people that you are called to serve, then by using DISC or formulas like this, all it's going to do is enable you to serve people better.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Ready? We're going for number 5.
You weren't kidding about this lightning round thing. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
let's do it. This is the way we do lightning round, Jim.
Okay.
Um,
I didn't know that, Stu.
Should we bother split testing different headlines and hooks, or should it be just a waste, or is it just a waste of time and resources?
Why don't you try that one again?
Yeah. Should we bother split testing different headlines and hooks, or is it just a waste of time and resources?
So a lot of people think that split testing is a waste of time. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. I created an audio CD 20 years ago, went through a lot to be able to sell it, put up the sales letter, ran traffic to it. First headline I did had 0 sales. I started freaking out, but I got a hold of myself. I tested another headline and made 1 sale. I then quickly tested another headline and made 5 sales. A/B split testing, in this case, made me 500% more profitable from B to C, but infinitely more profitable than the first one that wasn't selling anything. If you want to make money, start testing. If you want to die poor, don't test.
Damn. Okay, tell me how you really feel.
That was right at 50 seconds. So there you go. I thought that was pretty good.
No,
If
that
you
was
want to
really good.
die poor, don't test.
You made the point. All right, question 6, last one. Are you ready?
Yes.
It is better to follow Is it better to follow conventional wisdom when it comes to writing sales copy, or should entrepreneurs think outside the box and take risks?
So when you're writing your sales copy, a lot of people are like, hey, just tell me the formula, tell me the building blocks, tell me exactly how to do it so I can do it exactly that way, so I'm going to get exactly the right result. The reality is that you take the formula, you create a first draft, and then you test it. And it is only through testing that you're able to figure out what's going to work. The riskiest thing, because people are like, well, you know, it's risky, it's working right now. If I test it, it might stop working. Yeah, but you also might actually test that bad boy and make a whole lot more money. So the biggest risk is not testing. The biggest risk is not trying new stuff to see if you can better your best.
Nice. Hey, you want to take some questions from the audience?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So Anne asked a good one. What is too long for a headline?
Too long for a headline is, sorry, my monitor froze up. Hang on. All right. Luckily, it didn't freeze up before we were done with that one part. What is too long for a headline? If it's a freaking paragraph that you can't get above the fold. I mean, there's at some point, but I mean, it can be pretty long. How to write and publish your own outrageously profitable ebook in as little as 7 days, even if you can't write, can't type, and failed high school English class. That was a headline. And that headline's too long. Could never beat it. Could test, could never beat it. But at some point, but what you can do is start breaking it up. Okay, you got one that's too long. You can break it up into a headline, a pre-headline grabber, a headline, a sub-headline, and then bullets. And that's pretty much how you could break down a whole big thing into a headline package if you feel like you got to get all those things in it.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Hey, next question. You ready?
Sure.
This one's from Anne again. Not sure where her mind is on this one, but so should we use the option of all the dicks?
Yeah, I think you want to use one dick at a time. So no. You want to test. You just got to be careful of spelling, grammar.
I'm a child. Jim.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Grammar matters. The difference, one comma means the difference between let's eat grandma and let's eat grandma. So the gist of that is that you want to test different stuff, test different combinations, and see what's going to give you the best.
Anne's a good sport. Thank you. Sorry about that. So she asked another question. Manipulative question. Or are we using skills to provide the service, helping our avatar more easily understand the subject they need and or desire?
So I would say that is in the eye of the beholder. So being manipulative is all about intention. If I'm manipulative means ultimately in my mind that you're selling something, promoting something that, you know, I got to manipulate somebody into doing something because I know it's not in their best interest. That's the way I would look at it. As opposed to, I believe in what I'm selling. I know it's going to make a difference in their life. I'm going to use my utmost ability and all the tools at my disposal to be able to communicate with them in a way that they're going to be able to make the best decision for them.
I agree. You know, I think the people who call it manipulative are people who can't write sales copy.
Or they are people who are not in your target audience.
Very true. Very true.
Any other questions?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
I could be missing them, but.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions and stuff. Now the big thing, and I just want to, I'll throw this out there kind of as a thing. Seen comments and things, especially when we're talking about sales copy. and disk is that from a standpoint of testing, things could get really complicated, really get out of control as far as just testing a whole bunch of different stuff. So let me give you a little metaphor so you understand what we're doing here. All right, Stu, you live in Maryland. I live in Virginia. Currently, I am in Virginia and you are in Maryland. Now, I have set the stage. Stu, if I want to come to your house, what is the basic direction I need to head?
You need to go north.
Right. And if you wanted to come to my house and shoot guns and eat barbecue, which direction would you need to come?
I would go south.
Okay. And if you and I wanted to go to California, which way would we both go?
We would go west.
That's right. And if we both wanted to go to England, we would go east.
Yes.
Just by understanding the basics of where you are or where the customer is and where they want to go, we can eliminate 75% of the possibilities simply by understanding our avatar and understanding their basic situational disc style, which we have genies that'll help you do that. They'll do the analysis. It's amazing. It's really cool. Okay. We also have a book coming out. Dexter and I have just authored a book coming out that we're releasing next week that will help you understand that as well. Now, let's get a little more sexy with this thing. Can we, Stu?
Okay.
Okay, this is where we're going to get a little bit crazy. So now with our avatar, we understand where they are, the four basic styles. It's just like north, east, south, and west. Now, Stu, if you and I, let's talk situationally. This was based on where our predominant, where we live. If you and I are both in Washington, D.C., and we want to go to Texas, which direction will we go?
Southwest.
Southwest. Absolutely. If we are in Washington, D.C., and we want to go to Myrtle Beach or let's say the Outer Banks, which way are we going to go?
Go southeast.
That's right. If we want to go to the Eastern Shore, which way are we going to go?
Go northeast.
Right. And if we want to go to Michigan, we're going to go northwest.
Yeah.
Okay. As complicated as you're ever going to need to get is figuring out the basic style and then also figuring out the combo that might be existing. So we're thinking about somebody, we even did it in the training. It might be SC, man. They're looking for some steadiness, but they're also looking for rules. That's like, hey, dude, we're going to meet up. This is situational, okay? We meet up situationally in Washington, D.C., and then we're going to drive to the Outer Banks together. We got to head southeast. It's not, we got to test everyone. Hey, dude, let's go northwest for a while and see if we end up in Myrtle Beach. It's never going to happen unless you keep going northwest 25,000 miles and come all the way around the earth to end up at Myrtle Beach, maybe. So it's not a situation where I'm telling you, you got to test the D, test the I, test the C, test the S, then test every combination. No, figure out the direction and then you know how to weave it in there a little bit, whether you're going to do the DI or the DS or the DC, but there's a predominant driver there in the situation. That's important to understand. And that's a more advanced topic. And we will be discussing it more, I'm sure, on one of our member trainings. But that's some good stuff, dude. It's good really metaphor, too. So.
No, I love it. Hey, real quick.
Okay.
Last question, because remember you were making some genies. What new genies did you come up with last week?
So last week I made the lead magnet title genie, the lead magnet opt-in sales copy genie, the lightning lead magnet genie, and we also made we remade the one I just showed you, the killer headline genie. I totally redid the Facebook ad genie to integrate with the PMTs. And so we just, we killed it. I made a couple other ones too that, I made the paragraph genie. Did you play with the paragraph genie yet?
I
don't think I
not
released. The paragraph genie's hot, man. It'll
Okay.
create up to 10 paragraphs on anything you want to talk about, and you can have it do it in any way you want.
Huh.
This was made for Stu Smith to try and break.
Okay.
So there you go. So one thing I just want to tell everybody, hey, if you enjoy the copy and content .ai report, if you like this, you will love what we are doing inside of copy and content .ai. We've got the best tools, the best AI tools in the entire world to help you create sales copy and content that actually gets results. We save you a ton of time over fiddle farting around with ChatGPT. I tell everybody, if you like ChatGPT, you will love the genies, because we get you a better result faster than you could ever get on your own with ChatGPT. And I would back that up with any kind of a demo, any kind of a challenge anybody wants to throw our way. So I just totally committed to this, wanting to help you guys use these tools to do better in your work, life, business. And this is just a small taste of what you get on the inside. So head on over to copyandcontent.ai. I want to thank all of our members. You all make this possible for us to be here. You make it possible for us to be able to spend the time to do something like this for free. And we have lots of great stuff coming your way. We'll be finishing out the year strong. And so we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, everybody.